Good evening, everyone. Mazuzake once more speaking to us this evening, the 19th of June 2021. I say good evening to every one of you who have kept faith and waiting for me to join this evening breakfast broadcast before I say breakfast. As usual, and as it is customary here, we want to know the usual gang. Where are we watching from? Once more, Mazi is okay. It's still my name. So I hope many of you who are joining me that you have turned on your notifications that when I come online, you get notified. I realized that when the Nina's meeting started, I got a notification that it started on Facebook. So I do not know if if you're on Facebook, have you liked it? And if it allows you or if it notifies you when I come on. Now, this evening, I want to dive into something that is very controversial, very, very controversial, very, very controversial. These are some of the issues I ideally would want to avoid, but I watched a video that is slightly, laced with ignorance, personified with ignorance, bamboozled and mumbled and jumbled with ignorance. And that is another video than a video that, made by one of our northern brother saying that the refineries in the Niger Delta were built by monies raised in northern Nigeria. You ask yourself, is this part of the reason why history is not taught in schools? Because what the man was saying, what the individual was saying is absolutely arrant nonsense. When I say arrant nonsense, it's unbelievable to say the least that something like this could be said and shared, and this the sad part that is come viral. I will allow us. I will just try to see if I can keep the stream short, but I'll allow us to have your say as well, because this evening it's a street parliament. It's a citizens' parliament. Everyone would have their say. Everyone will have their say. We will collectively listen to this broadcast, to this video in question. Then you have your say. But let's quickly, before we do that, allow everyone to log in. Franklin Godel says he couldn't stop laughing after listening to that garbage, so to say. Well, thank God I'm not the only one that listened to it. But honestly, I listened to it, I thought to myself, wow, this is what I call vivacious garbage. When someone is basically talking nonsense, not making any iota of sense, and that individual will be, you have people clapping saying you are making a hell of sense, whereas you're talking absolute nonsense. And that's what I can see here. So in watching this video, maybe you will understand the need for us to bring back history in our schools. Because obviously, this is lack of history. Lack of history is why such nonsense is being repeated. And again, if you fail to tackle such issues the moment they come out, just like last week when the president made that comment of saying a people a circle in the dust and the people that have property everywhere, one needed not to wait for many days to pass. You see, head on, we did tackle that immediately, and brought the whole nonsense down. And here we are this evening. Someone else is honestly, it's amazing. I have so many things to talk about. I have so many contents to create, but it appears for me, in my judgment, this content this evening is the most pressing. Hence, I've made it to be a conversation that we will eventually all have our time to call and make our contribution. But I will beg us, in doing this, in joining and making your contribution, you have to do me a favor. We all have to be civil, no name calling, so that we don't get to a point where the telephone line will be cut off. You can make your point irrespective of what point. You can disagree, but let's keep it civil. Oh, breaking news. Bola Ahmed Tinubu hospitalized in France. Oh, wow. What happened? Bola Ahmed Tinubu hospitalized in France. That's just breaking news. Wow. Well. You see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu hospitalized in France because they don't have hospitals in Nigeria. A man who was a governor for so many years now. See, news reads, understand that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State, Nigeria, commercial city, and national leader of the All People Progress, all of progressive confidence, the national ruling party, presently in France, in Paris, the French capital, for a medical checkup as his health is fast deteriorating. I think that news was broken by Sahara reporters. It says Bola Ahmed Tinubu is away there. There's no timeline for his medical treatment and is currently reportedly battling with Sahara reporters. You know, go well for now. He says he's battling with old age ailments. What on earth is old age ailment? I thought you guys should write something better. There, the reports quoted a top source have said that Tinubu is in Paris, France for a medical checkup. His health is deteriorating due to old age. Old age. No, it's not fake news. Source Sahara reporters. He's in France. He's in Nigeria. But I'm only laughing because Sahara says he's battling old age. So these guys are crazy. He's battling old age. So go to Sahara reporters, you see it's just something that flashed on my phone. Hence, I read it out. Okay, so let's start. It appears today, I was hoping that many people would, again, it appears YouTube is still suppressing the count. The count this evening is really, really sad and abysmal. I don't know what is happening. Is it that we do not have enough data or what? Why are we, or we not sharing or we not liking it? So only 6 people like the video. Why? What's happening, people? Smash the like button. Smash it with your thumb. Okay. So share it, invite others. So quickly, let me go here. Where is it? No. Where is my refinery video? Okay. So let's listen to this. Listen to this. This is very interesting. Okay? Listen to this.
Were called parasites. Today we are declaring that we, the Northerners, the economic heart of Nigeria.
No one is denying that. You are the economic heart of Nigeria. First, we need to define the North. Does your North, in your definition, includes the Middle Belt? If yes, then we know. So, can we start talking?
And nobody can address us as parasite. We are the economic heart of Nigeria. The oil that is so being busted on today was discovered, harnessed, and the refineries were constructed with the northern Nigerian sweat.
Ooh. Okay, three things in one. The oil was discovered, that's one thing. The oil was harnessed. Again, let me play back.
Nigeria. The oil that is so being busted on today was discovered, harnessed, and the refineries were constructed.
Discovered, harnessed, constructed. DHC. Discovered, harnessed, constructed. By what?
With the northern Nigerian sweat.
Okokonem. This was harnessed, discovered by the northern Nigerian sweat. Again, I honestly, it's one territory I run away from. I hate the North-South divide conversation. But in as much as I hate the North-South divide, the conversation, it wouldn't do me any good to also see blatant lie and keep quiet. Because such lies go ahead when men who know better do not intervene. And here is a man probably who ought to know better, but after a couple of bottles of brukutu, or maybe a fermented brukutu or kunu for that matter, comes on a camera and starts spewing rubbish, outer rubbish, that they discovered, they harnessed, and they constructed the refineries. Whew. Okay, let's continue.
With the northern Nigerian economy, with the northern Nigerian money, the money of granite, pyramid, and cotton was the one that was used to research, discover, and build the refineries that are some other part of Nigeria are claimed to be their own personal property.
Aha. This is a very, very interesting party. My Niger Delta people waiting on a talk. Waiting on a talk for this one.
On the hour from Niger Delta Broadcasting Service. My name is Andrew Uweri Okere Ajapasa. Yesterday, some angry Warri Jaguda boys carried dangerous weapons like a cutlass, iron pole. I went down to the Ugborikoko oil facility. When they reached there, the security people vanished into the bush like Willy Willy.
So, the security people vanished in the bush like Iwili Willy. That man where they talk there. Iwili Willy. It's too much nonsense being talked. Too much nonsense.
If that is the case, we also deserve, just like NNDC and Niger Delta Ministry, that should be a northern development ministry that should also be given the same amount of money that is given to NNDC, because our money was the money that was used to develop the oil.
Right. Logic. You see logic. There is Northeast Development Commission. It's not enough. You have the highest number of local governments, states. Is not enough. And here you are sitting down. Hey, listen, people, before I continue, let's actually get serious here. During the time of Ahmadu Bello, yes, we had the Northern Granite Pyramid. That was when we had the regions. We had the Western region, the Eastern region. Eventually, we had the Midwest region carved out of Western region, and we had the Northern region. The Northern region, again, this is what we are clamoring for that we go back to. The Northern region generated their resources, used their resources for themselves. During the time of Emma Okpara was in the East, developing the East with the Eastern resources, with palm oil. Palm. The North had their granites, pyramid. The West, under Awolowo, had their own cocoa. That's how they built the cocoa house. That's how they built the first television station in Africa. And suddenly someone wakes up after drinking a fermented kunu and goes on national television and spewing absolute garbage. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, is this how and why they removed? Listen, oh Jesus, honestly, I wish that you can start producing oil in Bono tomorrow. Have you gone to the creeks of Niger Delta? Look at how pollution is polluted the land. The land is, in fact, useless. The waters, everything there is no ecosystem. Everything is just kaput. You think the oil in the Niger Delta has done them good? And all you can spew is to say that, oh, we use the northern money to, which northern money for Christ's sake? Which northern are you? Where is my drink? Before I cost somebody, please. Which kind of nonsense be this one? I should be coming down. Oh, I think I need fermented yobo or fermented brokuto, even fermented fradanona. It must be fermented 3 days old without being in the fridge, so that when you drink it, your brain will be pumping up and down. Okay, let's continue.
That's number one. Number two, those that got education, early education from the south, southwest, and southeast, got those education from the northern economy, from our own money.
Hey! Nonsense. Why can somebody be talking absolute nonsense? Those that got education was as a result of, is it when we had regions? Come on. When did these things happen? Nigeria started. We had regions. The moment the regions were abolished, we went into war. After the war was the 70s, where the old Eastern region was decimated. Reconstruction that was promised never happened. Rehabilitation that promised never happened. So everything is just left. So when did this happen? Where did you on earth get this idea that people went to study? Listen, many of us that studied, we did it on our own account. I remember in the Netherlands, in Maastricht, while we are there aching it on our own, just struggling, pay your rent, you got to survive. And these were northern counterparts coming from Nigeria, during Obasanjo, coming into Netherlands, full scholarship. They were living in hotels, for 1 year. Somebody lived in hotel for 1 year. The money was being paid for Nigeria. Then here we are, Southerners, struggling. I had to live in Belgium and cycled every day to Netherlands. You think do they live in Netherlands? No, they're hungry me. But truth be told, I could not, even if I could, I needed to save the little money that I have worked for. But here is my counterpart staying in what's it called? Hilton. Staying in hotel. Yet the tragedy was, at the end of the whole nonsense, he failed the exam. 2 of them. Though we are still friends, but hey, he failed the exam. I knew what we did. And that's sometimes that spirit of Pan-Africanism that transcends tribal sentiment. We came together. We knew what we did to ensure that he passed that exam on second try. Because, in our estimation, it would have been a tragedy that he went back home, he came to study, and he went back home without finishing his studies. And here you are, somebody lecturing people who have suffered on their own volition with no, when I say with absolute no help. And you tell me, oh, people that studied. Who studied? Is it Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe that left the 4 shores of Nigeria with a ship to America? Nothing he didn't do. He washed plate. Me, I wash plate as well in restaurant. He cut hair. I cut hair so even now for the past 20 years, I mean they cut my hair. So because it's gone from suffering to becoming part of you. So what are you talking? So is it a war that did correspondence eventually went to London that you, Jesus Christ, I mean, who? Is it Ojukwu that went to Eton? Who did you, for Christ's sake, sponsor? Is it Ifajun? Who among those people at that time? Biafran first and respect yourself. You say which hair? I get hair now. You don't know the hair that is in my head is because I barb my hair every 3 days. I don't like hair now. I like only beard. So respect yourself. Not even don't let me ban you or even give you a fine. 2 gallons. If you ask that kind of question again, 2 gallons of up wine. You cannot look at an elder, and it's here for that matter, because I'm angry and you're asking me about which hair. Anyway, this man will make me. I'll go and buy kunu this night, and I'll make sure I'll leave that kunu outside for 2 days.
From the northern sweat.
Northern sweat.
And by the grace of God today, the northern Nigeria also, even if you are boosting of oil, has been discovered in Badejo village within Gombe, Bauchi, and Taraba.
Oga, exploit the oil and leave us alone. Nah. Even take your car, make your car go drink oil. You see, I don't understand this thing. Can you just come on TV? You're just disturbing us. You discovered oil. Now you wanna be NNPC. Listen, you are the head of NNPC. You are the minister of petroleum, even when he's missing in action. You only discover, drill the oil, keep the money, but leave us alone. What kind of rubbish is this? You're just basically forcing somebody into a territory that you just want to walk away from.
Along the Chad Basin, and that was why those people are instigating the Boko Haram, so that there will be no.
Who are those people? So the Southerners are coming from Ogun and Anambra to come and instigate the killings in your place?
Peace in that area for us to be able to harness the oil and others that were discovered within that area. We have a deposit of gold in.
Of course, we know that you have gold. We know you have deposit of gold. Please, mine. Leave us alone. Is it too much?
Nobody that is more than the deposit of gold in South Africa and Ghana. And that was why we are having the banditry also in Bernongwari axis, so that we will not be allowed to harness it. Same.
Some people have popcorn. Their brain is made up of popcorn, and maybe you see how someone is not making sense. You have gold that is greater than Ghana and South Africa, and they are not allowing you. Please, can you take
goes to Zamfara, and that's why we're having the banditry within that axis. So we are saying enough is enough. If we will continue to coexist as in Nigeria as Nigerians, the Northerners are ready to do that. That was why we have been accommodating. Today, the number of our people that are being killed and the property being destroyed in the south, southwest, and southeast, in Kano and Kaduna alone, the number of Igbos and Yorubas that are resident in Kano and Kaduna alone are far greater than the number of Northerners that reside in the entire south, southwest, and southeast.
Agreed. Igbos have over 12 million people up north. Agreed. No argument about that. Only Igbos. We're not talking about others. Igbos, one ethnic nationality. Agreed. Again, for clarity here, I must condemn with the strongest term any killing, any destruction of any northerner in the southern part of Nigeria that has not engaged in any criminal act or engaged in any crime or violence. I condemn that. However, Oga, you cannot lecture us about, you have no moral right, by the way, to lecture us about the killings. If truth be told, since the time of 1943, the killings, we can chronicle these killings for you. If you are so deaf and dumb and so, your brain is messed up that you do not understand, we can chronicle these killings even before independence. Certain people have endured it. What led to Aburi Accord? People went to Aburi to agree something in order for peace to return. Certain people endured it. The whole nation engaged in program and killed certain people in this nation that eventually led to war when the then head of state, or rather the then governor general of the eastern region, drew a line, say, if you cross this line, meaning if you run away from where you are and come to this part, I would give you succor. Yet 3 million people were lost in the senseless war, and the same people endured. Here you are telling us about one nonsensical you want to endure. Whatever is happening, again, that's no justification, however, but whatever is happening as a result of your own people invading people's space, occupying people's farmland, why can't you, if you move down south or you go rent a house, live like every other human being? Have you ever heard that an Igbo man in Oyo is being pursued out of the forest? Unless if that man is insane, is a madman living in the street. Have you ever heard that a Calabar man that's moved to Yola or moved to Zaria is being pursued because he or she lives in a forest where he does not pay and consumes and destroys somebody else's businesses? Have you ever had such arrant nonsense? But here you are, you do not want to address the key issue, which is, again, why I do not support any act of violence, but the key question you fail to understand and key question your brain could not tell you to put into context is the reason why these perceived, quote unquote, action is happening. So people should stay. Somebody would start from March go to farm, plant it, and someone will come and match cow and just eat every single thing, Mr. Man. And so we will clap for you. You've done well. All the effort to do this farmland will be in vain. Okay, not be like that now. Not be like that. Anyway, before we continue, thank you everyone for joining this conversation this evening. Hopefully you're liking what you are watching. I will say thank you. If you may, I beg you, can you kindly, if you haven't, subscribe to this channel. Share this stream because this thing is very important. This conversation is very important because eventually you will come to have yourself. Because we won't allow such nonsense to continue. It's our inability to tackle these things head on. That's why this nonsense continues. So share this stream, share this broadcast, like it, support the channel if you can.
Also, the billions of investment of Yorubas and Igbos that is in Kaduna and Kano alone is far greater than the investment of the entire.
Is anybody stopping you from investing in the Yorubas? Oh, please. Is anybody stopping you from investing in the Yoruba nation? Is anybody stopping you from investing? Last week, a good friend of mine forwarded me one arrant nonsense. Let me read for us here. You know, I at first, out of anger, I didn't want just kind of, you know, this kind of nonsense. Out of anger, I didn't want to respond, but eventually I did. And I would just, and you know, when I confronted him, he said he was that someone forwarded it in a group where he belonged, and he basically wanted to know what I would say, forwarded it to me. Okay, let me see what. Okay, look at it here. I'll read it for us. It says, Igbos due north. Igbos due north. An informal census. An Igbo informal census was conducted by an Igbo organization. The group discovered that over 20 million Igbos living in northern Nigeria, out of which 16 million are permanently resident and 4 million are economic migrants moving on seasonal basis. In addition, they found out there are 4 million Northerners living in Igbo land, out of which 2 million are permanent residents, and the remaining 2 million are economic migrants switching on seasonal basis. Which is intriguing. No, what is intriguing was that the entire 4 million Northerners living in Igbo land are uneducated, menial laborers, and petty traders. Vis-a-vis, comparatively here, watchmen, cattle attendants, in abattoir, and cobblers, that's shoemakers, as we call them in the street parlance. Now, constantly, there was a single account of a thief man, a Christian from Benin, who built a petrol station along Enugu bypass in Enugu. However, on the day of commissioning, the indigents discovered that the station belonged to a northerner, insisted vehemently that by interdicting its operations, that the said station must be sold to an Igbo indigent before it could be allowed to operate. Today, throughout Nigeria, it is only in Igbo land that no other Nigerian is allowed to gain admission into their university, employment, or political appointment in the domain. Yet the North and the Southwest, there are states that have appointed Igbos as commissioners, advisors. Lagos, Kano, Yobe, Borno. As big as our nature international market is, no other tribe is allowed to, from Yoruba land or the North, to have even a corner shop, yet they are all markets across the North, Southwest without any hindrance. So when someone forced such nonsense to you, initially I got angry. But in anger, I have learned one thing over the years, not to write in anger. I wrote something, but I left it. I drove off. Eventually, about 2-3 hours, I came back and I responded. I started by saying, fallacy not true. Basically, these are conjectures. To start with, I would need the information on the petrol station in question, the name of the owner, and I will dig and expose such madness if true. If not for this, If not for this man this evening, I wouldn't make this type of conversation public. There's a lot is happening behind the scene. Now, on Igbos not allowing Northerners to own shops, me now responding to the person I said, it is a big lie. Are Igbos banning Northerners in other parts of Africa where they also dominate? Now, in Cameroon, are Igbos telling Cameroonians in Yaoundé not to give shop to Northerners? Why are Northerners not having shops everywhere? In Sudan, are Igbos banning Northerners not to own shops everywhere in Sudan? Why are Igbos thriving? In South Africa, the same case. In Mali, a Muslim society. In Niger, a Muslim society. Yet the same people who do not allow you to thrive in our nature also move to your place and not allow you to. And I gave an example of how an elder brother of mine moved from the north down to our nature. The fierce competition couldn't allow him. He went back. Today, as I'm talking to you, and I concluded after the whole thing I told to the person, I said, in my village in Anambra today, a plot of land goes between 6 to 10 million naira. When you haggle, when they call you, oh, chief, there is this land near your house. They want to sell it. They need money. It is 8 million. When you haggle, drop that call. You think they will call you back. You call them back a day or two later. They will say, chief, we don't sell that land. That is simple truth. Between 6 to 10 million. That's what land, a plot of land. Most times less than 50 by 100, actually. Okay? So, now when you haggle, the same land is sold the same day. Would Northerners buy such land? And again, for what purpose? If the same plot of land, or even bigger, goes for about 200 to 300,000 in his own place. So when you are not able to compete on international scene, you begin to complain. Okay, Igbos don't allow you own shop in our nature. What happens in London? Those of you in London, you go to London, you see Yorubas, you see Igbos owning property. So Igbos go to London and say, any Northerner that comes here, pursue them. In America, you see houses. How many of you are in Joe Biden's administration? Joe Biden also is conspiring with the Igbos and the Yorubas not to allow you come close. Oh, maybe those that are working with Joe Biden today, you also use the monies of the Granite Pyramid to train them to go work with Joe Biden. I will receive sense. What manner of nonsensical argument is this? Because your argument doesn't hold water. I will go back a little bit. Because when I hear such nonsense, someone spewing utter garbage, and you think, what's this person talking about? He's just spewing utter garbage. It does not make a single sense.
And the property being destroyed in the south, southwest, and southeast. In Kano and Kaduna alone, the number of Igbos and Yorubas that are resident in Kano and Kaduna alone are far greater than the number of northerners that reside in the entire south, southwest, and
exactly, Oga. And the reason why the numbers are greater is a Yoruba man is willing to compete. If you cannot get it into your score, I can hammer it. I get a Monday hammer and hammer it in. A Yoruba man is willing to leave Oyo, is willing to leave Ado-Ekiti. And a Benin man is willing to risk it all and get to Italy. And hustle, work hard in a factory, wash plates. While I was a student in Germany, listen, if I count the what's it called? The number of plates, this hand where you see like this, like you never touch anything. If I count the number of plates this hand has washed, if I begin to put it in container, I probably could line up container from Agbo to Ebony State. I'm not kidding you. That is when people are determined. I remember now, I will go then working as what's it called? These steward, no, Germans call them Kellner, you know, bar attendant. I remember when I come to lectures in the morning, having worked till 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll be like this. The lecturer will be teaching, I'll be like this. Because sleep is catching you to a point. The only thing that can make you stay awake is just, your eyes is already closed. But you can't cheat nature. At some point, you do like this. So the moment you do that, it draws attention to you. Everybody knows you are asleep. Because you used your hand to open your eyes. So somebody guesses he thinks you're not. But at some point. So how can a people that are willing to go extra mile, any part of this world, just make sure that they are okay? And all you can say, if you have criminals, if you have any issue with criminals from the south in your place, please, we don't beg, we are begging you deal with them. We don't condemn criminals. We don't condone them. If somebody is dealing on drugs, on fake drug or anything in Kaduna, please, I'm begging you on my knees, deal with that person. But we cannot allow you to overrun us from Oyo to Ekiti, from Ekiti to Ondo, to Edo State, Delta, Anambra, Ebonyi, Benue. We cannot allow you to run us in the name of cow. And here you are sitting down defending what I do not understand, what kind of nonsensical crap you're defending. Yes, of course, there is reason why we are more. One, especially the East, we know we do not have the same size of land. The entire South is barely 29,000 kilometers square. The size of one state, the size of Kogi, that is the equivalent of the whole of Southeast. Yes, that is given. But because the people that came from that place are, one, travelers. Two, they are hardworking individuals. They need space. Why is it that when a southerner comes to your place, go to Kaduna today without boasting about it? Anytime you see a well-done duplex, you're driving at night, you see it well lit, light, garden well done. The chances out of 100, 85% that is going to be a southerner is there. Why? Go and knock at that southerner's door. You go back to his place in where he calls his village. He has another type of that house. Yet that person is a person probably 10, 20, 15 years ago came with slippers. Why didn't you discover that opportunity before he came? It's just pure envy. The same way those southerners leave the shores of Nigeria. They do not tell you, oh, because you are not an, oh, they go there, they conspire with the British people not to allow you buy property. How many properties have you bought in London? With your money, not the stolen money. Oh, I forgot, we have an ancestor. A benevolent ancestor for that matter. Whenever Nigeria is broke, we know where he came from. He will be giving us returns. Oh, Abacha loot, return. Benevolent ancestor. If he was alive today, he would be one of those talking this nonsense you're talking. You train people with northern Nigerian nonsense, northern Nigeria.
Southeast. Also, the billions of investment of Yorubas and Igbos that is in Kaduna and Kano alone is far greater than the investment of the entire northerners in the south, southwest, and southeast. If you remove Bua and Dangote, those are international businessmen. So, if you think you will continue to destroy the life and properties of our people resident in your area, what if we decide to retaliate what you are doing? Who is going to be the loser? how much of investment do we have in the East? All our people that are in the East are either tomato sellers, wheelbarrow pushers, or Okada riders.
You see, he actually knows the truth. He actually knows the truth that there are people in southern Nigeria are cobblers, shoemakers, tomato sellers, onion sellers. He actually knows it. Next thing, we will now blame because we do not give them job to do. Now, he's the same man that talked at the beginning, oh, they don't allow, you don't give them appointment. Which appointment can a governor give someone that is a shoemaker? And you see, people, I hate it. I hate this ethnic and tribal nonsense. I hate it. I avoid engaging in such mundane conversation. Reason is, how else would I explain this to us? I hear the other time, the Yoruba, they say, when they said the Tinubu boys didn't allow people vote in Okota, one person said, why would Igbos come to Lagos and want to contest the election? I said, all of you are it's just basically nonsense, idiotic argument. If someone comes from Imo State and lives in Lagos and has lived in Lagos over 20, 30 years, all his life, speaks Yoruba, he wants to contest an election. If he wins that election, he will be representing the people of Agor or Okota. He's not going to be representing the people of Mbise. That is his constituency, for Christ's sake. That is where he lives. His children go to school in Agbeno Street there, your NEPA bus stop or whatever you call them. He's not interested. Yes, that his parents slept together in Imo and gave birth to him. So that's why he can no longer aspire to be something in life because he's in another place. And the same argument goes. I do not care, many of you, especially my Igbo brothers. If somebody has lived in my state of Anambra and has lived in my local government for the past 20 years and speaks Igbo, and has been paying tax and understands the culture of my people and is contesting for local government chairman, I will not only give him money to contest, I will vote and I'll mobilize for him because that is what humanity does. If I demand that for others, I must also give it to others. But not when, somebody comes in and say, oh, okay, I don't know. There was this video that went viral about end of last year, beginning of this year. One woman, I think from Sokoto, she said she's Fulani, has lived in Enugu. She even had proverbs to tell you how her Igbo was. She even, can conjure proverbs. But to tell you the spirit of that Igbo brotherhood, that when you are, how they treat people, said for the past how many years where they've been living, is it a or whatever, the woman said in that BBC interview that the landlord never collected any rent. Why? Because the landlord knew that, wow, this is a woman that has left their place, because that woman, if you send her to Sokoto, she would die because she does not know any other thing. She knows that place as in Enugu. She has, the people are so nice to her. That's the same thing when I watch some of us coming, oh, people living in the north, come down. Listen, it is all easier said than done. You can't sit in your house in London or in America and say somebody, oh, come out from your north. Have you come back from London to Nigeria? Or have you come from Germany or America to Nigeria? Have you? But the point is that we should treat every one of us as humans. Humans. Our humanity must matter first. And it's only when we've done that we can look such person talking with such manner of crap and say, oh God, you are talking absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Suya makers, shoe shiner, fingernail cutter. Those are the northerners mostly resident in the south, southwest, and southeast. But if you go to Kaduna and Kano and other parts of northern Nigeria, An Igbo man owns a personal house. CFO, he owns a skyrocketed building that he's even renting out to even northerners themselves. You go to the remotest village, you find him having a farm of his own, his personal farmland.
You know, thank God for technology. Wallahi, if it is possible to pierce a television and slap somebody, this is the type of idiot that you can just, any of you here, all these people say, can you do spiritual slapping? This guy needs to be given, spiritual hot slap. A southerner comes, look at his argument. A southerner comes in your place. He owns land. He owns farm. He even employs northerners. You did not say the southerner comes, you give him plant, give him land, you give him seed to plant. You didn't say that. The southerner comes, he buys the land, gives you money, you use the money, you can go and marry too many Marias. After all, you can marry 4. You, every night, you are in the Azar room. You move from this is the Azar room, you go into the Azar room, and you do equal every night. You'll be producing children you do not want to take care of because you have sold the land to a southerner. Did the southerner take the land from you, Oga? You now have issue that a southerner will not sell you land. Because you sold me land, you have it nyafu nyafu. You gave me one for $500,000, I paid. You come to my place, market value determines. If you come to Newi, they say land is 15 million. Okay, if you're not interested, you go to Sokoto and buy. If you're interested, they will sell this land to you. Not, this is no going, not up and down. Go to Okana, go to Doke Estate. Oh, a plot of land, 15 million. Me, Mazi, I will save, like Fela save, you go save under pillow, save under iPhone, save under even Brukutu and fermented kunu. Save everywhere to buy. Go to Lekki, see all the estates springing up. How many northerners actually, without government intervention, without government looting, money that we are taking from the state treasuries, with just not the northern oligarchs. How many average northerners are building and buying those lands in Lekki? How many of them own land properties in Ikeja that are basically normal working people? How many? And here we are saying, oh, the northerners, the southerners own land in the north. As if you're doing them a favor. Did you dash them? Yet, you people, you will be the same person to come in a Ebonyi state and go and enter somebody's land, farmland, where you planted cassava or yam, and you even be uprooting the yam and be feeding cow, uprooting it. What manner of evil is that? Uprooting yam, somebody's else, somebody's else's sweat. You uproot it and you feed it to a cow, and we'll be here arguing. Somebody else's sweat, you uproot it. Let's continue with this.
You don't have any northerner that owns a house in the southwest or south.
Oh! Listen, I want this man, stop, Biko. I take God beg you, stop. Your Iberiberism is squared. Your Iberiberism in mathematical conjecture can be Iberiberism squared. You don't have any northerner own house in the south because in the south the properties are not given. The properties are bought. The properties are bought. Abuja is, quote unquote, geographically speaking, within the Northern Territory. Because there was no free land given, why is it that certain people own most of the land there? Because it is not by quota system, it is by cash. But by majority of people, you conspire to give 20 pounds. 20 pounds, meaning go and die. £20. General Effiong, at the point of handing over when the Biafrans lost the war, said to go on, treat the people that have surrendered right, else their children will wake up one day and ask questions. The nation could find itself into more trouble. Effiong, today, if he can just have a glimpse and look to the world and see what Nigeria has become today, and he will say, well, I warned you. I warned you. The same goes for Maitama Sule, Alhaji Maitama Sule. Before he died, when Buhari was elected in 2015, when he was still president-elect, Maitama Sule, sometime in February, end of February 2015, went to Buhari to meet him and said to him, treat everybody equal. That's what Allah would want you to do. Treat everybody equal for you to have lasting peace. May his soul rest in peace. Maitama Sule. His words today rings bell. When we basically say these things, not just that, people like complaining, but there are things you hear. You say, this nonsense cannot go.
Having a farm of his own, his personal farmland. You don't have any northerner that owns a house in the southwest or southeast. So we are saying we are ready to coexist as Nigerians. But if you think you don't want it that way, then the north is ready to be separated from the south. In fact, we have more than enough to take care of ourselves.
Hallelujah.
And to make northern Nigeria greater. And while you are calling for Odua Republic and calling for Biafra, we in the north will remain as Nigerians. Northern Nigeria will remain as Nigeria because we are two Nigerians. So with this, we are passing this message to the federal government, to the eastern and western state governors, that every northerner that has been killed, every property of any northerner that has been destroyed, we are saying that the government of those states, that those incidents happen must.
Look at how Mumu brain works. A couple of seconds ago, he said that they do not own any property. He said it now. They don't have any property in the south, not in the southeast, not in the southwest, not in the. So, which property are you now talking about that has been destroyed that compensation will be paid if you do not own? You take your mouth talker. Are you not a
person? You must pay compensation. We will no longer tolerate the killing of our people. We will no longer tolerate the destruction of properties of our people anymore. If not, we have done it in the past, we will do it again. We don't want to do.
You see, DSS now. You see, DSS will now they've gone blind. You send them this video, they will say we're no longer using Twitter. Here is a man threatening the whole southern Nigeria, telling you we have done it again. Started 1942, 43, 49, 57, 60, whatever, 66, the height of it. Someone who's been killing you consistently. Even in the 2000s, a cartoon was drawn in Denmark. A cartoon was drawn in Denmark as if Southerners in the north are half people from Denmark. They are half caste. You killed. Donald Trump won election. Some people say they want to go and celebrate with Donald Trump. You send your this. You kill. What manner of people are we actually? What manner of people?
it. So we are passing a word of warning. They said a word is enough for the wise. I repeat, compensation must be paid for every penny, for every dime that has been lost by a northerner, be him a Fulani man, be him a Hausa man, be him a TV man, be him an Arago man, or any other tribe that is in the north, that any of his property or life has been destroyed. The state governors will be responsible, and they must pay us. If they don't, they should not blame us for whatever action we will take. We are passing a word of warning, and we are giving a 30 days ultimatum. From today. We are giving those state governors 30 days within which we are expecting them to act.
So DSS will not see this. But me, this is a fatty, and I'm enjoying this fatty.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happy I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we'll happiness more.
So, inshallah, me, Mazes, I am happiness more. I am happiness more. Inshallah, it has come to a point where compensations will be paid. I love it. I love the argument. Now, every farmer in your state, please put your own claims together. Say, na Chris, all of us want Chris, put all your claims together. All your crops that were damaged, destroyed by cows, put your claims together. Your own 30 days notice is coming. Now, Chris, we want Chris, Abby. Now, Chris. So anyone who wants to call, preference to. So this evening, please share this stream. What did happen today? No super chat and no super sticker. People, it's weekend now. What's happening? So the number to call is now shared on the charts. So you can save the number again. WhatsApp only for many of you in the diaspora, so that don't spend your money. And I tell you, when you call, please be brief and do not insult, please. I beg you. 30 days ultimatum. Begin to also put together all your farm. I remember this man from Benin. He came from the Netherlands. I don't know if anybody know the man I'm talking about. One, I think he's married to a white lady. He normally gives 2-3 years ago. He was normally giving every day daily update or daily thing on Facebook. I can't remember his name. He had a banana plantain plantation in Edo. He said he came home when Obaseki won and came to the Netherlands and preached them why they have to come home. He gave example of how after he took loan, came down to Nigeria with millions, and cows and headers came and ate everything. He had a picture of how his plants were doing, and after the invasion, those millions, till today, no one paid him any compensation. He had his own gun when he wanted to confront them. After ringing the police came, arrested his boys, arrested him. Now you see what I'm saying? That is an injustice to him in his farm. That's why I keep saying there is nothing like farmer headers crisis. It is arrant nonsense. It is when the elite want to deceive you. There is nothing like that. What you have is headers invasion of farmland. Let no one deceive you. There is absolutely nothing like farmer headers crisis. You have headers invasion of farmland. So you're now free to call and make your contribution. Please endeavor to make your contribution and make it snappy. Again, you're free to support the work we do and support the channel. Like the video, share this stream. Just like we do not have enough like for these people. It's free. It's just click, click. Those of you on Facebook, just like it, make that thumbs go blue. Those of you on YouTube, the same thing. Just like it. It doesn't cost you nothing, but at least it means we're interacting. So I take a couple of calls. But this man got the watch that. Wallah, I never knew that we still have people who can still reason like this. I mean, it's almost like someone reasoning from the orifice. Sorry, but that's the way I felt, because I felt like this cannot be true. This cannot be true that someone in this day and age is reasoning in this way. It cannot be true. Again, why we are, why people are calling. I'll still play the video again for those of you that joined us very late.
Parasites. Today we are declaring that we, the Northerners, are the economic heart of Nigeria. And nobody can address us as parasites. We are the economic heart of Nigeria. The oil that is so being busted on today was discovered, harnessed, and the refineries were constructed with the northern Nigerian soil.
So Niger Delta, this is to inform you. The North has told you that since they built your refinery, they are coming to take it all in 30 days. That's what it means. They're coming to take it. If they build the refinery, they are coming to take the refinery. They built it with their money, so it is their money. So I think I have my first caller here. So good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, my name is I'm actually calling from Berlin.
You're calling from Berlin, okay. Sorry, can you repeat your name again?
Raphael Akemi. Okay,
go ahead. What's your contribution? Go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution is that this video you just showed right now is very infuriating. Such a word, actually. It's very infuriating and annoying.
Very, very annoying.
And I'm quite happy you actually described it as as an entity, because he actually says something about properties that belongs to the Northerners, all right, in the South. And then thereafter, he now spoke about compensations. So that means he's actually contradicting his first statement. It just shows the level of what the country has been going through, all this while, and it's just quite saddening and very, very pathetic. So my contribution is that, yeah, rightly said, those that were actually that our farms were actually separated by these useless herdsmen and that so-called cows. They should actually write also their own claims and send it to Abuja. Now let us see where this madness would lead everybody to. It is just insane and annoying. And look at the way the guy was sounding. Was sounding really, really annoying. Yeah, because the Southerners have now woken up. Yeah, they've rose out to the occasions. They are saying no to this old lunacy that's going on in the country. It has to stop. It just has to end. I don't know how. I don't know when, but this whole madness must stop. It has to. That's just my contribution. Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and may God continue to bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the call. Biafran First Son, thank you very much for the super sticker. Super sticker. Thank you. So who am I speaking to?
Hello, Master. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
Yes, speaking with Totosochiku Isaac. I'm calling from United Arab Emirates.
Okay. UAE. Right. The next brother to UAR.
No. That's what I want to say now is that in this issue is that I think it's high time for all these northerners people to calculate everything
we Igbo destroy for them, and we should calculate everything they destroy from us. Then let's pay and see what is going to happen.
Anyway, if that is going to lead them to a point of paying and leaving everybody alone, let them take the oil. We're not interested. Let them keep the gold. Because listen, we are contented people. If I want gold, I'll go and buy gold. I don't freaking need anybody to dig up any freaking gold to.
We have taken this thing too much from them. We have taken this thing too much from them. They are not even calculating anything they destroy from us. It's only what they think is the people destroy from them.
Thank you.
I think it's high time for everybody to just stay alone to attend to Israel. So peace reign.
If you so want it, that will so be it.
All right, man.
Thank you very much.
So much for the program.
So thank you very much for the person calling me with 6969. Please, can you call me on WhatsApp, please? For obvious reasons. Can you call me on WhatsApp, please? 6969. Yeah, hello. Who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, Mother.
Yeah, good evening.
I just have a small contribution to make.
Go ahead.
Guy that is saying that is not a parasite. What again does it think that he is? If I tell you allow your cattle to go and feed on other people's farm products, what are you doing?
Well, if my senses of biology is intact, I think if you're not a parasite, then you must be an amoeba.
Both economic parasite, everything, from if you want to prove it, that's exactly what they are. See, let me be sincere. I've been so angry. This is my first time of even contributing to any, media, this and the rest of them. These guys are done making people bloody angry. Every day from my domain, I get angry. You know what? My friends from Gambia and Sierra Leone, they don't even rent house to these guys. Frankly speaking, because of their modus operandi. If we stay with these people, even in the next 300 years, both South and Southwest will never develop. Believe what I'm just telling you is just the truth. They are anti-retrograde. Look at the president talking about Gazette. Even before they said it tells you that they're even trying to drag everybody backwards. They cannot restructure. In fact, I will support the Nnamdi Kanu group. Let us divide and everybody begin to work it out on time. Congo did that and they're doing well. So, in essence, if I told they're saying they build refinery, we're not talking about refinery. What we are talking about is the oil. Can he still say the oil is his own after all? They have said it as well. So, in essence, my brother, these guys are making everybody. You took a cow right away from Sahel. Come and eat somebody's crops. The person is not even talking of the damages. Moms, no, I don't know how to put this general thing. People won't even hear Igbo. You know.
Now, which this one, I'm busy.
No, my brother. Number no. So it's a whole lot. Yes, Subari question that you went and matched millipede. The millipede was supposed to be kind, mice. You accept that match millipede, destroy the life of millipede. Do you know how many women they've raped? Rape is a very bad crime that most of them should be in jail. Look at the president, the Boko Haram that you gave a safe corridor. You still put those guys inside military. Most of them ran back to the wilderness and forced them to the east to be killing people. And you want everybody to still believe you as the president. And there's no justice. You will write jam. Somebody that wrote God 10 will be admitted in the same department with you. By the end of the day, that person will help you. How do you think that you read economy and you did a very good decision with that? You're not going to work. When I begin to record things, okay, just what my educational system is not working. Transport system is not working. Hospital system is not working. Nothing is working at all. And you see, for over 50 or 60 years, nothing has worked. I still want people still remain in the same way you are giving. Is he giving threat or is he giving a warning? I don't know. See, this time around, these guys should be careful because people have taken a lot. And many people have even decided to die a long time with them. If they don't want to live peacefully, they have subdued people very deadly to the extent people are getting angry every minute of the day. How would you leave your house to go and destroy a woman, an elderly woman of 80, 90 will finish family? You go and destroy your cow, you rape the woman, kill the woman,
like I
claiming right.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I think, thank you. So, obviously, you know, the audacity, I do understand the anger because the audacity of the crap is, sorry, if you're listening to me live, this is Masters. Okay, please, can you lower the device you're listening with?
Hello?
You're echoing, you're feeding back here. So can you lower the device you're listening with?
Okay. Is it okay now?
Go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Reverend Twokadu on the line from Onitsha.
Reverend from Onitsha. Reverend, you're welcome. It's good to hear you from Onitsha. Before you continue, Reverend, how is Onitsha and Anambra today?
I heard everything and the comments from the man from the north and everything that is coming out of his mouth. I think it's not encouraging. I don't know where that man came from. Because he was reading a script given to him. So it's not an impromptu thing. It's something that was given a deep thought and some people signed it off, meaning this is a thinking of certain individuals and certain elements within the elite crowd. But somebody like me, I have been in the north. In fact, virtually in every local government in the north, I have been in those localities. There are many of my experience of being in the north. Igbo man, as you rightly said, is an industrious person who can take risk, who can do everything to make sure he survives and to make sure he betters his life. When I was touring some of the northern areas, I discovered one thing. Their politicians are so-called those people that are making all those utterances and just brainwashing them. These men, few men gathering together in the north, sharing everything that is coming to north, brainwashing the mind of their people, blinding them that they cannot see anything. My brother, I'm telling you that I have been in their remote areas where so many of them have not seen even good bakery bread, no good pumping water, no good things to their people, no single better life for their people. One day I went to some of their remote area and cried.
Did you work there as a reverend or as a was that like your parish or you were working in the vineyard there?
Not only, no, I have sometimes 1990s I went there for European survey for clean water, and we went for survey in those northern areas. Let me tell you, my brother, you see all these people they called leaders in the north. Sometimes when they are talking, I always cry. Let me tell you that if you go to their remote villages, you will pity the so-called northern political leaders. I can tell you with every authority because that is what I have witnessed on my own. If you go to those local areas, see what their people are suffering. If you see the kind of water, if you see the kind of hardship, no drop to local people there. I go there with some drug, I go there with bread, I go there with so many things. I shed tears. You know, when they are in Abuja, in their city capital talking, you think that human beings are talking. I have traveled in many places in Yoruba land. I have traveled in many places in Igbo land. I know so many of our localities. These people refuse to help their people. These people refuse to care for their poor ones. All of them now are moving inside the forest for banditry. And they keep on standing in the television or many places talking trash.
Thank you very much, and may you quickly round up so I take other people's call. Thank you.
So what I'm trying to say on this matter, this man, what I'm just saying is that, my brother, those people you see talking are criminals. Are those who want to kill our people again. But God will not allow them this time.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amen. Good evening. Who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazezoka. Once more, good evening. Who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazezoka. Good evening. Who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazezoka.
Yeah, you're speaking with Mr. Innocent, but I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay. You're welcome. Live? Yes, go ahead. Make a contribution.
Okay. I just want to contribute or say one thing or the other there. You know, I've lived in Sokoto, I've been in Kano, and I've stayed, I think, in Kaduna. So the problem with these people you're seeing there, saying all kind of thing there with them there is that most of them are the people that are controlling this Alamajiri. These set of people are the people that normally goes to these big politicians to collect money, millions of naira from them, and control the Alamajiri for them. So we should not be taking them slightly like that. You know, I myself believe in there be peace in the whole country.
Exactly.
But the issue we're having with the North, or some of them we're having with some of them, that most of them are not learned enough.
But what's your point? When he made the point of those that were killed, their brothers that were killed in the south.
You mean there are people that they are killed in south in our southern districts?
Yes.
They killed. The problem of these things that they started from the point. The point is that these people control from their head. Then they are the people, they have an agenda. According to my own observation, they have an agenda. And this agenda, they have to get the Southerners first. The Southern leaders first. But the Southern leaders, the problem they are having is that they don't protect their people. Rather, instead of protecting their people, they are always do the bid of their masters that get them money. They after the money, banking it out. They are killing their people. It doesn't matter to them. Because once they are swear on oath, so my issue that they themselves that are there in the north, they know what they are doing. And the southern leaders know what they are doing equally. You understand? So the people they are killing, they are sponsored. And they are sponsored. And they use up this money to close the mouth of these our so-called leaders. So there's something we can do than some of the northerners or middle belt or central are saying that everybody should defend himself.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah.
So just like the last caller said, I think there is, in as much as, in analyzing things here, I think there are a couple of things we need to take into context here. one thing that gladdens my heart in when the man was speaking was the use of the South. He was not he wasn't singling out any part of the South. He was talking about South collectively. Now, it is something that a lot of energy, we're putting into a lot of energy to get to the point where we will begin to address with equal powers. If you talk about the North, you talk about the South. So in that case, I think we are getting there gradually. So it's no longer about Igbos, it's no longer about the Ijaws, it's about the North and the South. So I think we understand the strategy behind that. So when he said that the South are allowing this to happen, but the question is, those people that were killed from the 1940s to now in the South, what were their crimes? But without supporting or appear to support any loss of life in the South, but again, maybe those were done as a result of conflict that arose from something that was avoidable, because if you allowed cows to be in the ranches, not being on the road, not invading people's farmland, maybe the people, the locals, wouldn't have been so angry. Just like you come to a community where the people are all drug addicts, and one section of the country is the one selling these drugs there. If to the point that the security agents and those that control drugs, whenever the people to a point feel that, okay, people can no longer, the government and its agencies can no longer help us to deal with this issue of drug abuse on our children, then we probably could now do something on our own. So who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from? Hello, the caller on the phone. Who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from? Hello, if you made a call, you're calling from, I believe, from Spain, +34. So you should be concentrating. You cannot call and you keep quiet. I'll take another call. Hello, who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from? You're speaking to Mazes Live.
Yes, this is Joseph I.
Can you kindly speak up, please?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, my name is Joseph I. From Texas.
Go ahead.
It is very necessary at the time that a person is in to receive the wisdom and the knowledge that comes from God and God alone. The things that are happening right now are showing very clearly the dispensation of the Spirit of God falling on His people. When the dispensation of God falls on His people, there is a huge attack of animosity from those that do not have the Spirit. These things are not something that can be understood in the intellect of man, but those who know their God will be secure, and all that is around them will be secure. The God-given blessing that God has given the Igbo people as a nation is unmatched anywhere in the world. So my message to the entire Igbo nation is, do not be misled by leaders that are pointing the direction to fight and are pointing the direction to all kinds of crazy actions of resistance. But trust truly in the bedrock of what is in our faith and watch the salvation of God over His own. Because Chianefe did do, and He will never let His people be abused. So this is a time strongly where those who know their God will do exploits. Mazi, I really appreciate your programs, and I pray that these words will be received in the spirit from which they were given.
Amen. Thank you very much. So, did you hear that preaching now? Offering time. It's time to do offering, because now I am in the spirit. I received it. I conjured it. I receive, I receive, I receive. Did you receive as well? I'm in the spirit now. Hello, who am I speaking to? Sorry, who am I speaking to?
You are speaking with Obi.
Okay. Obi, who and where are you calling from, Obi?
It's okay. From Enugu here.
Okay. Obi, sorry, what's the last name?
Please, I want to ask a question.
I didn't catch your name properly, Obi. So it's Obi who?
I am Obi.
Okay.
Obi-Y, Obedeli.
Okay.
Yes. You know, just sometime you had a program with one of our fighters, and I want to ask this question. Not minding what you are discussing, I want to ask this question.
Is your question not related to what we are discussing?
An agreement we signed in 1914, and that agreement expired 2014. So why are we fighting? It's okay. Are you listening to me?
I'm listening to you, ma'am.
Now, if we signed an agreement,
who signed the agreement?
In 1940.
Who signed the agreement?
And it expired in 2040. That means that the issue for which we signed the agreement does not exist anymore. It has expired.
Hmm.
So why are politicians killing our children? Because my worry is this.
Hmm.
I'm not comfortable as a mother, as a grandmother. When our youths are being exterminated for various reasons, I don't care where the person is coming from. You could call the person Boko Haram or IPOB or Afenifere or whatever. For us to bring these children into the world, every woman that has gone to labor room can tell the story. But those who have not.
True.
I'm so worried when I see the way life is being wasted in this country and nobody cares. And then I look at what is causing this problem. It's just the politicians manipulating children.
True.
So Nigeria, a country that has expired and everything associated with it has expired. We need to come back to table and renegotiate if we are interested in being together.
And
this thing is very simple.
And if not, if we're not interested in being together,
we go our ways.
Exactly. In peace, everybody go.
The Bar Association, what do you call them in Nigeria? NBA. Why can't they go to the court and discuss this? If an agreement has expired, why is it still in existence? We are reviewing a constitution for a country that has expired.
Obi, I think you raised important.
I don't understand it, please. I wish somebody, a lawyer, would be able to come on your program and tell me, explain to us mothers, why we are being made childless. Why are our children being killed morning, night, and afternoon for a country that has expired? And if we want to be together, we'll come to the table and discuss it. Isn't that what it should be?
Exactly what it should be. Thank you very much, Obi, for your...
I hope that one day the women of this country will wake up. Because at the end, at the receiving end, we are the people being made childless. Not by God, but by politicians. And when we wake up above all these ethnic divisions, we will tell our politicians, because eventually they are our husbands, and
the husbands, the fathers and grandfathers.
And we tell them where to stop.
Thank you
Enough is enough.
Thank you very much.
You.
That's a very fine place to leave it. Thank you. You have spoken well. Thank you. I mean, when a mother speaks, you will hear. You can hear from the sound of her voice, a very passionate woman, and who spoke truth. Good evening, You're speaking to Azezoka live on Njenge Media TV. So who am I speaking to?
Good evening. This is Chris Idoko, the guy that made you to make this program live and interactive, to make it interactive.
How did you make me to make it interactive? That's a citizen parliament is always like this. Sorry, come again.
Right.
Maybe yeah. I'm lost now.
All right.
So what?
My name is Chris.
Okay, Chris.
Can
okay.
you hear me now?
Yes, Chris. I can go ahead.
All right. Okay. So the topic is revolving around the press release from the Northern Group.
Yes.
Okay. I'm listening to it. Of course, it's very irritating. As usual, we wake up to a communique from faceless. Well, there are no faceless groups.
You can see their face now.
Yes, we can see their faces. But the thing is, these guys, times without number, we come out and make bold of communique that does not recognize anything about oneness of Nigeria, does not fall in line with any legality, does not fall in line with anything that has to do with constitutional respect for other regions of the country. You will not see any security agency giving any response to them in terms of condemning what they are doing.
No, they will all lose here. They will all be deaf and dumb now. No, none of them would ever hear such.
Yes. You wouldn't hear DSS coming out to say, oh, we are watching and we condemn any attempts by any group to destabilize the country.
No, the DSS wouldn't deal with them in the language they would understand now.
Of course, you wouldn't hear Femi Adesina talking about people trying to destabilize the country. You wouldn't hear any northern governor. But the moment any single comment or reaction comes from a southerner or a southeastern Igbo person or a group, then you realize that the president can actually speak, Femi Adesina can actually speak, DSS are actually alive to their responsibilities, the IG can actually speak. I mean, what kind of country do we have? You see, so my only worry, the only shame we have as Igbos is that we don't have the type of governors in the north, in Igbo land.
So you think the north, hold on, you think the north have governors?
They know how to build and protect their own. That's the
Forget. You see, I think I disagree with you. Listen, all of them are the same. North, south, east, west. They're all the same. Is their pocket. They not have governors, and you have in one state alone over 5 million Amajiris, and that is what they are boasting. Okay, forget that. All of them are. It's just that because you cannot. What do you mean? Protect yourself? Protect bandits? You call them.
No, I'm not talking of protecting bandits. I'm not talking of protecting criminality and all that. What I mean is, when people like this come out to make statements like this that could destabilize the country. There are people in the north that will listen to this kind of press release and they will go about attacking other ethnic nationalities in their area. Now, ideally, they should be declared for warrant of arrest and all that, but you wouldn't see that happen.
Yeah, because the control. You think they are not smart when they made the head of almost all the security apparatchik to be controlled by certain people, right? So I mean, it's a game plan, and that's. The reason why that's happening. Anyway, thank you very much for your call. So let me take other people as well. Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome. People, let me provoke you a little bit. Let me make you, but just go and get red wine to calm down with what you're going to hear now. Because what you're going to hear is very silly and stupid.
With the northern Nigerian economy, with the northern Nigerian money, the money of granite.
Let me start again.
Heart of Nigeria, and nobody can address us as parasites. We are the economic heart of Nigeria. The oil that is so being busted on today was discovered, harnessed, and the refineries were constructed with the northern Nigerian sweat, with the northern Nigerian economy, with the northern Nigerian money. The money of granite, pyramid, and cotton was the one that was used to research, discover, and build the refineries that are some other part of Nigeria are claimed to be their own personal property. If that is the case, we also deserve, just like NNDC and Niger Delta Ministry, there should be a Northern Development Ministry that should also be given the same amount of money that is given to NNDC, because our money was the money that was used to develop the oil. That's number one. Number two, those that got education, early education from the south, southwest, and southeast, got those education from the northern economy, from our...
If I call you Momo now, it will be an insult, but I won't call you Momo anyway. I won't call you Momo. I won't make that mistake to call you
own money from the northern sweat. And by the grace of God today, the northern Nigeria also, even if you are boosting of oil, has been discovered in Badeje village within Gombe, Bauchi, and Taraba along the Chad Basin. And that was why those people are instigating the Boko Haram. So that
Hello, who am I speaking to? The caller from Spain, who am I speaking to? Oga or Madam, something is definitely not right with your telephone. We cannot hear you. You are in Spain, I believe, but whenever you call, we can't hear you. Can you please speak up, or are you calling from Zaza room? Sorry again, I'll take another caller because you're not speaking. Good evening. Who are you? Who am I speaking to? You're on to Mars. Okay, this is live.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. There's a second woman calling this evening. I hope you're calling regarding the program now.
Yes, I'm calling regarding the program. Yes, thank you so much. My name is Singozik and I'm calling from United Kingdom.
Okay, you're welcome.
So my contribution is about our people. To be honest, I just have problem with our Igbo people. You know, so-called all the South. Because even when you read some journals, you know, the comments the people are making from Yoruba to Igbo, the insult, you know, the insult that they give to each other is, you know, what is worrisome. It's not about the outsiders, because I've forgotten about those people long time ago. I've forgotten about them. But what are we doing ourselves to better our lives? This is what, you know, I'm asking to myself. What are we doing to better our own lives? Because when you go to our villages in Igbo land in the South, you see the kind of jealousy we have to each other. We are looking for Biafra. But how are we going to live in that Biafra that we are looking for? The hatred that we have on each other, how are we going to live there? So you see, this is a worrisome for me. And I think it's high time our people start going home to develop our own place. Because with development, we might even achieve this Biafra without shedding any blood. It's high time.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You talked about the Igbos not loving themselves. Yeah. Can you elaborate more on that?
What I mean is elaborating about, you know, Igbo not loving themselves is, you know, in terms of the way we even treat each other
How?
in our own place,
How?
the jealousness that we have on each other. That's what I'm talking about.
If I ask you to
Don't
give
get
me, if I ask you to give me, it's good you're bringing this up,
Yeah.
and I'll take my time, calmly. Let's get into it because, you see, we say in Igbo, "Asị gbaa afọ bụrụ eziokwu."
Yes.
When a lie is repeated so many times and it's not challenged, it begins to sound like truth.
Yes.
Now, we say Igbo don't like themselves. I think I don't buy that narrative. I think it's a conjured narrative.
Okay.
Madam, you live
Yes.
in the United Kingdom, you said.
Yes.
Apart from Igbo, do you know about any other ethnic nationality in the United Kingdom that have town unions, community unions, and etc., etc.? Do you know of any?
The Yorubas, they do have their meetings.
Okay. But they are not broken down to like Imo, Anambra, or Oka, or Mbise, these, that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. So do you know why Igbos break it down sometimes, to communities?
I don't know.
Okay. And do you think that a people that hate themselves will be doing that, coming together, have, come bring their children together to know themselves, and go back home, build, and bring people to come and live and work in London? Do you think people that hate themselves will do that?
No. To answer your question, no.
Ex-
The hatred I meant, when I mean hatred, I don't mean the hatred like, killing one another.
But
the hatred I mean is about developmental hatred.
That's a new word. May I drive, deeper to this developmental hatred? What do you mean by that?
Okay, what I mean by developmental hatred is this. We the Igbos, we are the ones that develop Nigeria.
Okay.
We travel around all Nigeria. We buy the bushes and we develop it.
Okay.
And then, we bring so many business down to Nigeria and we develop everywhere we see in
Yeah, but
Nigeria.
hold on. So how can a people developing wherever they are hate themselves? I'm struggling here, madam. Okay, I'll ask you this. Probably you own a property in London, I don't know. Or let me put it this way. Do you know anybody that is Igbo that owns property in England or London, as a place you're calling me from?
Yes, so many of them.
So many of them. Do they hate themselves by owning property in England?
No, they don't hate themselves.
Exactly. So many of those people that own property in London, do they own properties in their villages in the southeast?
Some of them do, some of them not.
Okay, some of them do, some of them not. Meaning some of them have not seen the need for. But that doesn't they won't. So why would someone who, as we say in Igbo, Ebonye Bikona Awachi, you live in London, it be pure madness. If you haven't, secured yourself by either buying a property or going into a mortgage or anything, then you go use the whole money, go to your village and build 3, 4, 5 bedroom house, lock it up, go back to London and live in a box room. That is pure insanity. Now, I am struggling. Why I'm taking time to have this conversation with you so that everyone watching us would also learn one or two things from here. Now, there is this narrative, and sorry, but I think maybe you might have somehow fallen a victim of this narrative that when I argue with you, you know, I can see it, I read it in comments. In this generation of uncultured children, you can see many people. That's why whenever I make my program, I say, please, can we not insult ourselves? Can we be civil? Now, I think you're mistaking that culture of hiding under a keyboard. Now, looking at the other person who is on the other side of keyboard as an inanimate object, speaking to that person in a language that you might not use if you're speaking to that person face to face. I think you're moving that to a realm of realism where you are conjuring that to mean that the people that can spew even things, right things that they don't mean as hatred. And because there is a part of us that is a part of the system that is faking this conjuncture and trying to push it to sell it to you that you hate yourself. And I say, tell me the entity called Nigeria, a people that love themselves more than Ndibo. Madam, if I may ask you, you probably in every 2-3 years, you go down to the same pilgrimage we all do to the southeast for Christmas. Will you do that if you hate yourself? When you leave London and go to Nigeria, do you go empty-handed? Most times, I bet you go with excess luggage. Those excess luggage you go with, are they the shoes or the clothes you wear? These are things you will give out. But you're going through the pain because you love your people. Mr. A, B, C, and family are doing the same thing because they love their people and get these things and go give it to their people. You build houses. You couldn't do that if you hate yourself. Now, this is a person that will move from Mbise and go to Ngopala and get a boy to come and serve him after serving for 5 years. Will now open a shop and make sure that that boy stands. How can a people that hate themselves engage in that? Come down to Nnewi, you will hear someone like Ifan Yuba said, my Oga. He refers to Ibeto. You hear Chikasin say, my Oga. You hear Kosteri says, my Oga, the man I serve. And these are people who, among themselves, have been able to hitting themselves to a point that they can raise themselves up. Madam, I refuse this evening to agree with you that we hate ourselves. We might have our differences, which is natural. When you are in England, madam, I tell you, if you ever worked with Scottish people and you hear the things they talk about English people, you will think if you leave that pub that day, they're going to be shooting at each other. But that is natural. So thank you very much. I do not, again, I hope you understand my point. I am unapologetically
How are we
Igbo.
going to leave the concept of Biafra?
No.
This
Okay.
is what I asked you there.
Okay. The concept now. Okay. I think that's a different thing. What we are saying today, the video that we are analyzing here, talked about Southern Nigeria.
Oh, forget about those.
Hold on. No. We wouldn't. Hold on, please. That's what we are analyzing this evening. It talked about Southern Nigeria. I want us as a people not to lose sight of the comment. The word is Southern Nigeria. We must begin to think and begin to act smart. If someone didn't break it down for you, don't try to break it down. I will not be in battle of trying to demarcate and divide ourselves. No, together we stand. If they talk about Southern Nigeria collectively, because if you hear his word, he said, has any northerner got anything in the southeast, in the south, and in the southwest? Then he lumped it together as Southern Nigeria. That means if after 30 days anything going to happen, there would not be any Igbo, there would not be any Joy Shekil Efik. So you will be dealt with as a Southern Nigeria, someone who is not of Northern Nigeria. Therefore, I will not be caught in that trap of trying to divide ourselves into a smaller molecule.
But have we Southerners agreed
agreed that there's no differentiation between the Southerners?
Madam, if you have been paying attention...
Have we agreed today?
Madam,
have we agreed that we are Southerners?
Madam, if you have been...
What I ask, have we agreed?
If you may listen to me, if you pay attention what has been happening in the last 2-3 years, you would have seen that there is an agreement that for the first time since Nigeria's existence, a group called the Southern Governors met for once and had an agreement. Do you think that was an accident? Madam, I would say open your spiritual eye to see what is happening. I don't want to divulge more than that. Thank you very much for your call this evening. Thank you for your listening to me. Thank you. So let me take some comments. Yeah, hello, who am I speaking to? Hello, who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, who am I speaking to? Hello, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, hello.
Who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to Mazes Okay Live.
Yeah, Mazes Okay. This is Suru Kanachuku from Australia.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Can you please lower the device you're listening to me? It's echoing so that we can have a conversation. I'll put it off.
Is this right now? Is it okay now?
I believe if you have done so, it should be. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I thank you for your efforts and your contributions. The efforts you've been making, putting things forward. But I saw actually, this is a communique from the Northern Elders or Northern group of elders. I don't know actually what they call themselves. And my question is this. Having heard what these people put together and what they put across, what then debars the Eastern or the Igbos or the Southerners to put their hands together knowing that they are not wanted in Nigeria? That's my question, because it's very painful that we see our people trying to be politically correct, not reading the handwritings on the wall, knowing that they are no longer wanted in Nigeria. And we see the efforts our people are making. Maybe you've had the communique also. The Eastern governors issued out today, denying their own people, denying their own brothers, no matter what must have happened. It's really unfortunate that our people are denying themselves and their own brothers. Maybe due to their own selfish interest, if I will put it that way. I'm sorry to use that word, but that it seems just to be like that. So my question is this: when are we going to put our hands together and say enough is enough? Igbo people always say, you understand? There's no point. Let me just tell you something. There's something I would want to tell you. You know, in Igbo traditional culture, if somebody dies in the family, there is a way the issue is being handled before the information is disseminated to the family members. At times, they always pass this information in a very diplomatic way by telling them, no. You understand what I'm saying? That's why Nigeria is dead, and we are no longer wanted. So it's unfortunate that up to today that our people are trying to romance what? Why wouldn't our people put our hands together and know actually these people, they don't want us? Since 1945, maybe the Igbos or the Easterners, more especially the Igbos, and they're still killing us up to today. Look at what this person is saying here. And they are trying to say the things they will claim and how they will be compensated. Our governors also went and they consolidated and they went and I don't know what they did with the police in Imo State. But nobody is talking about the people, their children and husband and their family members have been killed by the Nigerian security forces. Nobody talks about those ones. Or are they not human beings? And we concentrate ourselves on these infrastructures, the police stations that we are on. Those things can be rebuilt. But this life that are lost, this life that are lost can never be rebuilt. We can't get them back.
Mm.
And this is the problem. Listening to ourselves and at times, I get a kind of frustrated because it's high time. You just go. We overstayed our welcome in Nigeria. So I don't know why people are still romancing. And let me just tell you, everybody who is coming for 2023, that person is just dreaming. We are not going to be president any. And let me just tell you one thing.
It is their choice. We are Republican people. So some people, if some people want, it's their business.
We solve Nigerian problems today. No.
Anyway, I appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much for calling in, and I'll take other callers and give them more equal chances to air their views. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. You're speaking to Mazes. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, good evening.
Please, can you turn off the device you're listening with? Madam, I would cut you off, please. When you turn it off, you can call back.
No, good evening. Don't cut me off, sir. Good evening. My name is Francis. I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Okay, Francis, good evening. You're welcome to Injanja Media TV. What's your contribution?
Sir. Yes, sir. I've been listening to your media and your response to my sister that just called 3 minutes ago from France. Yeah, and I thank you very much for the way you handled it. I know the reason why you do the way that she's a woman. Because I know if she's a girl, a man would have at least told her up.
No. That's not me. I don't tell people off. Because you see what we do is irrespective of man or woman, we basically let's educate ourselves, so that she can reflect on that. I'll also reflect on what she said, but it's an argument that I have had over and over and I know where that is coming from. We cannot. Part of the reason why these media entities is here is to gradually begin to correct these impressions that others have about us.
Like a myth. And this myth has been going on since for Nigeria started dividing us into individual parts. And the division that they have created among us, and now it's looking like it's real. And it's not real. And I'm glad that you were able to at least let her understand what she does not know. You really educated her very well.
Thank you.
Because this division that they did around among us made us look like we don't like ourselves, which they made. Yeah, that's my contribution.
Thank you very much. You made an excellent point. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And share the video if you subscribed if you haven't done so. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I will do so.
Okay. Whoa. These Northerners have really got many people angry this evening. Hello, who am I speaking to? Osmo. Hello, who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Moses, okay. Whoever is on the other end, I think this is not working out between us this evening. I think this is the 6th time I've picked your call. And I pick your call, you don't speak. Are you using a China phone like me? Or are you using a made in Obiaroko?
No.
Oh, finally, hallelujah. Hello, good evening. Is somebody holding your waist that you cannot talk? Huh? Hello? Is somebody holding your waist that you cannot talk? Talk now. Okay. For the last time.
Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you. We've lost 1 hour, 1 minute, 30 seconds just to get you to talk. Go ahead. Wisdom, do me a favor. Put off the device you're listening me with, because there is a time lag. Okay? 2 minutes, basically.
Okay, what is happening is that, please? I just want to contribute on what that is going on there.
Now, Wisdom, if you're listening to me, please. I won't pick your call again if you do not put off the device you're listening, because it appears while you're keeping quiet, you're still listening to what I'm saying. I'm not going to pick your call again if you do not put that device off or turn the volume down before you call. Just wasted 2 minutes. You know, at some point, I thought maybe somebody in the other room has kidnapped you around your waist. Maybe you weren't understanding what was going on. But by the time you spoke, it appears that wasn't so. Okay, people, thank you very much for everyone for joining this conversation this evening. Again, for the benefit of those that joined very late, I would repeat that video again so that you can hear this level of thing that this guy said.
No peace in that area for us to be able to harness the oil and others that were discovered within that area. We have a deposit of gold in Birnungwari that is more than the deposit of gold in South Africa and Ghana.
Take it now.
And that was why we're having the banditry also in Birnungwari, so that we will not be allowed to harness it. Same goes.
Are we the one bringing the banditry to you? Defeat the bandits and take the gold. Are you blaming us?
To Zamfara. And that's why we're having the banditry within that axis. So we are saying enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Speak to the bandits in the language they would understand. That's very simple. Speak to them in a language they would understand and take gold. Why are you stressing us because of the bandits?
If we will continue to coexist as in Nigeria as Nigerians, the Northerners are ready to do that. That was why we have been accommodating. Today, the number of our people that are being killed and the property being destroyed in the south, southwest, and southeast.
Now he's being specific. It's 3 southern regions.
In Kano and Kaduna alone, the number of Igbos and Yorubas that are resident in Kano and Kaduna alone are far greater than the number of Northerners that reside in the entire south, southwest, and southeast. Also, the billions of investment of Yorubas and Igbos that is in Kaduna and Kano alone is far greater than the investment of the entire Northerners.
You see? It is far greater than the investment of the far Northerners. I ask you again for the last time. Did anybody prevent you? Okay, let's say that Igbos don't have land. They don't allow you to. Lagos Nko. Did anybody stop you from investing in Okota? They stopped you in investing in Ikorodu. Ikorodu, you can buy land 150, 300,000. They stopped you there as well. Kinko, they stopped you at Lekki. Eke, Aja, they stopped you. Sululere, they stopped you. Organa, Aba, waiting. Please, if you're joining me for the first time, you haven't liked this platform, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel, and again, Biafran First Son, thank you for the super chat. We can make use of the super chat as well. In the comment section, you will see that $sign. You can make use of it if you so wish. Let's quickly conclude this evening.
The south, southwest, and southeast. If you read,
I know this can make you angry, but again, for benefit of those that joined us, let's basically listen to that.
Remove Bua and Dangote. Those are international businessmen.
Bua and Dangote are international businessmen. Now let me talk sense into you. Would Dangote be an international businessman if he was not granted waiver? Do you know that there is a car manufacturing company by an indigenous person in the Southwest called Nord, N-O-R-D. Google it. Nord manufactures beautiful cars like Ford Rangers, all these, SUVs. Do you know that? Do you know that there is a man that the bank called GTB almost strangled because he was using them to transact international business, and he started a car manufacturing company where before now he was manufacturing motorcycle, plastics, beam, chairs, canopy, etc., etc. Do you know that? Do you know that he is an international businessman? Do you know that there is a man called Tony Elumelu? He is also an international businessman. He did not get any waiver. There is one man again known as Adenuga. He wasn't given any waiver. But because of your brother Dangote, do you know that there is one of the best cement we had in Nigeria called the Ibeto cement? Do you know that that man, his business was virtually destroyed because someone else needed to have the sole right to import cement? Even an imbecile would actually do well if you grant them that level of waiver where you control everything and you have monopoly. Okay? You are not aware too. They didn't tell you. In the words of Patient Goodluck Jonathan, she would say, you are not informed too. They didn't tell you. They didn't tell you about what's it called? Ovier, the guy that owned Zenith Bank. From ground up, he did not take any loan. But you're telling us about Boa, you're telling us about Dangote. Now, Dangote have struck a deal with the federal government where in the midst of dollar scarcity, he was being given dollar. Now, he struck a deal to get our oil in Naira. We know be Momo. Say we know the talk, we say we be Momo. Our Momo don't do. Make una know they do shine eye for us. Kind rubbish talk with this of yourself. Waiting. Do you know that there is a man in Enugu today who has bought over Anamco? Do you know who he is? He's a mail transporter. And maybe they didn't inform you too that a transport company called Peace Mass Transit, all the vehicles being used, the largest fleet in Nigeria, is being assembled in Enugu. They didn't tell you, you are not aware. Right? A man called Jesco from Ikulobe in Nagwata owned fleet station from Meduguri down to Bono, down to Moi, Jimeta, Wukari, Taraba, Benue. Today, because of the insecurity, almost all those filling stations being sold for what? Almost peanuts. Where is he today? He's come back to the south. Let us live together as a people with mutual respect, not this threat all the time. There is an Igbo motto that drives whatever the Southeasterners and, in larger perspective, the Southern Nigeria does. It is the motto of live and let me live. Let the eagle perch and let the kite perch. But this narrative, you can come and overrun me You overrun the food basket of the nation, that they can wake up in one day and what they will see is that about 250 of their kitten kings are dead overnight by a people that the security apparatchik appears incompetent and incapable to know who are behind dastardly act. Sadly, a group of people called Cattle Breeder Association will wake up and say, the reason why we carried out such attack is because they deny that access route to openly graze our cows. People, we are in 2021, not 1450. There was a time my fathers killed twins. I will be, and I will call myself an idiot if I should be supporting such barbaric act because my forefathers saw it as a way of life. And that of ignorance, they killed twins in the 17th and 18th century. Shouldn't we have forgiven them that they lived in that time? My forefathers, there was a time they married 6, 7 wives, they all manner of things. But today, it will be arguing against modern logic to argue that my forefather, now we should marry 6, 7 wives without recognizing that the entity and the space you have is barely until the whole southern map is redrawn. But if not today, as an Igbo, you have, by the virtue of your 5 states, you have 29,000 kilometer square land space. That is equivalent of Kogi State. You want to bring the cows to come and oppress the people within the South and the Middle Belt, but at the same time you forget that Niger State alone is bigger when you bring the Southwest, you bring the Southeast, you lump them together, Niger State is bigger. Please, I ask you, put that land to put that land to use. Niger State is the entire Niger State is the entire Southwest. Niger State alone. The entire South is a little less than Kogi. A little less than Kogi. Just for our record purposes. Kogi is, if my memory serves me right, Kogi is 29,833 Kogi is 29,833 kilometers square. Whereas if you put Anambra, Enugu, Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, it's about 29,525 kilometers square. Use your mouth, use your tongue to count your teeth. The North has enough land for ranching. Only in just one local government of Chibok is bigger than some states. Dedicate Chibok to ranching and solve this problem. That, not the sweet talks. No one. I don't know about you. Me, I hate seeing human. I don't care if it's Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, anybody. I hate seeing blood. I hate seeing where we kill one another. And we must walk away from such nonsense. And that, in walking away from there, you must stop spewing such rubbish that you are basically doing, because that's what it is. One, logic lacks, what you're saying lacks reasonable logic, factually incorrect. And again, but you talk about it, some people might be actually thinking, oh, you're doing the right thing. I hear you out for the last time, then I call it.
So, If you think you will continue to destroy the life and properties of our people resident in your area, what if we decide to retaliate what you are doing? Who is going to be the loser? How much of investment do we have in the East? All our people that are in the East are either tomato sellers, wheelbarrow pushers, Okada riders, suya makers, shoe shiner, fingernail cutter. Those are the northerners, mostly resident in the south, southwest, and southeast. But if you go to Kaduna and other part of northern Nigeria, an Igbo man owns a personal house with CFO. He owns a skyrocketed building that
You see, he owns a skyrocketed building. Where the building they run go? The building now fuel price the skyrocket. Huh? The Igbo man owns a skyrocketed building. Clap for yourself, adult. Like you're lying, Mohammed. This is very suspect. Is it suspect, he said? Is it lying, Mohammed? Before when I flog me. Lying, Mohammed. Aya, tell us, is this suspect or what is it? Tell us.
Lying, Mohammed. Lying Mohammed, welcome to the Cowboy interview.
Thank you very much.
Why would Twitter delete the president's tweet?
Twitter may have its own rules. It's not a universal rule.
Why will he make such a statement?
Are you not saying that Mr. President does not have the right to express his anger?
But many Nigerians feel that expression is inciting violence.
President's speech that anybody who is destroying infrastructure should be ready for the consequences. Is that inciting violence?
Someone even said Mr. President cannot operate an Android phone, but he made that tweet using an Apple iPhone.
We should stop comparing apples with oranges.
It's Android, not oranges.
Whatever name.
Describe this administration in one sentence.
Lack of tolerance. When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?"
So, Oga, exactly what you have learned from Liar Mohammed.
He's even rented out to even northerners themselves. You go to the remotest village, you find him having a farm of his own, his personal farmland. You don't have any northerner that owns a house in the southwest.
Oga, would they buy the land and the properties are not to build a duplex, 4 or 5 bedroom duplex, standard build? You can't get it with 30 million. If with Freelando, you can't get it with 30 million. I'm telling you, 4 or 5 bedroom duplex, you can't get it with 30 million today. Build that and live there in the south. What are you talking about? Rather, you want to go into the bush and just live with cows free of charge. Come on.
So southeast. So we're saying we are ready to coexist as Nigerians. But if you think you don't want it that way, then the north is ready to be separated from the south. In fact, we have more than enough to take care of ourselves.
Please
and make Northern Nigeria greater. And while you are calling for Odua Republic and calling for Biafra, we in the north will remain as Nigerians. Northern Nigeria will remain as Nigeria because we are true Nigerians.
Take it and leave us alone.
So with this, we are passing this message to the federal government, to the eastern and western state governors, that every northerner that has been killed, every property of any northerner that has been destroyed, we are saying that the government of those states, that those incidents happen, must pay our people. You must pay compensation. We will no longer tolerate the killing of our people. We will no longer tolerate the destruction of properties of our people anymore. If not, we have done it in the past, we will do it again. We don't want to do it. So we are passing a word of warning. They said a word is enough for the wise. I repeat, compensation must be paid for every penny, for every dime that has been lost by a northerner. Be him a Fulani man, be him a Hausa man, be him a TV man, be him an Arago man or any other tribe that is in the north, that any of his property or life has been destroyed.
Okay. The people you killed in Ebonyi State, when are you paying them compensation? They woke up, over 40 of them dead in one day. The Z people you killed 2 weeks ago in Benue State, who's going to pay the compensation? The people you massacred in Agatu, who's going to pay the compensation? The people you massacred in Ozo 1, who's going to pay the compensation? The people you massacred in Uguta, who's going to pay the compensation? The farmland you destroyed in Edo, who's going to pay the compensation? The farmland you destroyed in Ozo 1, in Ebonyi State, in Imo State, in Oyo, the bush you have commandeered in the forest of Oyo, in the reserve area of Oyo, the Niger Delta, or rather the Delta State, where you have taken some land in Okpana and you have occupied the bushes that the men, the women can no longer go to farm, and they are now living at the verge of dying of hunger. Who's going to pay compensation for them? Apply our sense. The rhetorics that you're giving is not of peace, but is a rhetoric of threat, where you know exactly that those that are within the security sector probably will not listen. Because even when you forward, they've seen your video, they will say nothing. But I wouldn't be surprised before I wake up tomorrow, I will hear that this conversation this evening, because of it, that DSS has jumped my fence. Much about one people. Enough of this madness. Caller, who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazes. Okay, this is live.
Mazes, okay. I am vexed and annoyed. I am really vexed and annoyed.
You're vexing. Can he charge your phone?
Mazes, okay.
Then you need to calm down.
Chijioke Ume. Good evening, everybody who is listening, who is still awake. The type of vex and the annoyed way they for my heart now, eh? Oh God.
Be coming down small, be coming down.
Imagine the type of people, imagine the type of brain we are dealing with. Kudos to Mazen Nandekan. Had it not been for him, who would have taught us this? How would we have gotten this of knowledge from these people? Imagine the type of brain we are dealing with. We have been dealing with since 1940 or whatever. Imagine the type of brain that put able bodies from Igbo land, from the south, whatever, from the west. Then imagine the type of brain that put them in standstill, that they don't want. In short, I will blame the founding fathers.
Dead. Stop blaming them. They are dead.
I will blame the founding fathers.
They are dead.
Had they been Nnamdi Azikiwe and the rest of, when they not refused to have the independence, when they refused, had it been we say, okay, now let us just go a bit and leave them. They will, by now they will.
Oh, mistakes were made, no doubt, but we can't keep regurgitating the past. Hence, we are building bridges for a better future. Okay, so we can't keep, we can read histories and blame. There is enough blame to go around, but again, what are we doing to move forward?
Well, for now, I mean, with this mindset, Mazes, okay, we're not going any further. With this mindset, this kind of thing, I don't think there will be Nigeria after 2020.
Thank you very much. That's a very fine place to leave us. Let me take another caller. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Much appreciated. Hello, who am I speaking to? You're speaking to Mazes, okay, live. Can you make it very quick? You're speaking to Mazizuka. Like, who am I speaking to? Make it quick. Thank you.
Oh, this is Frank Aaron. This is Frank Aaron from Germany.
Okay, Frank. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm very grateful for what I've seen this evening concerning the woman from London, the way you treated the case, and also what are people doing, going home and building mansions and living in foreigners' houses here in Europe. That's very, very disappointing.
Why would that? Sorry, no, sorry. Calm down. Why would that be disappointing?
No, what I'm saying is, when people are, instead of first of all, as an big one are watching, you see the people, most of our people here, especially those, they go home and build mansions. While here, an apartment will buy here for 200,000 or 300,000 this year. In the next 10 years, it's over 700,000.
Okay, I see your point. I thought you're questioning why they will be owning properties in abroad. Okay, sorry.
But
Okay,
that's
go ahead.
one side. Please, can you help? I don't know whether it will be possible for you to organize a chat-in program whereby David Umahi, the Southeast Governors Forum Chairman, can be alive and people from outside can call him. Because, when we have this opportunity to talk to him and he sees the mind of the people, let me hear what he will tell us. Because what they came out yesterday, then Saturday, with their communique that they are not in support of this. Because what I'm thinking is, why are you people being afraid when everybody is in support of you people? Is it because of their personal interest? And these guys are not even thinking of.
They are not. Sorry, come again. They are not in support of what?
I said they are not thinking.
No. You said they came out yesterday with a communique that they are not in support of what?
Yeah. What I mean is the communique they have this evening that they are not supporting the secessionist group in Southeast.
So that's comment. Is it any way different from what the Yoruba governors have said?
No. But if you look at it from what I've been seeing and reading and I've been following, Yorubas has always been together.
No. Sorry. You see here, let's not make again. It's another fallacy. Maybe if we don't understand something, we assume. We are dealing with an entity. Here you talked about the Yoruba governors. I asked you, what did the Yoruba governors, when on this platform, I interviewed, this platform hosted the Constitutional Force Major, at least I moderated it. I asked Professor Akintoye a question, what the Yorubas wanted. Tony Nadu was there as well. Now, I'm not talking as third party. I hosted it. In hosting it, thereafter, the Yoruba governors came out to denounce whatever the Yoruba World Congress, whatever they are agitating. They denounced it and said that they want to find a way to move within Nigeria, with mutual respect. Now, question I have for you is, what is the difference between what the Yoruba governors said regarding secession to what Southeastern governors said? Let's not deviate. Because if we understand the two, what they are saying, we now understand that we do not need to beat the governors on this. Because this is a political process, it's not emotion. You can be angry for all you want. It doesn't solve anything. But if you focus on strategy, you see there is a strategy that is a game changer that is going to unchain everybody. The chain will come off everybody's hand. It's not about Southeast. It's not about Southwest. It's not about South-South. Rather, the game changer is Southern Middle Belt. If Middle Belt doesn't want, it becomes Southern affair. Anybody, 3 years ago, I made a video, I clarified it. Some people say I've gone nuts. But again, up to today, many people still do not understand what it means. Sorry, I can't help. Anyway, Thank you very much for your contribution. It's it's also very eye-opening. I understand your angst, but I take what you said in faith. I will try and see if I can get the governors. But again, I can tell you also for free, I've tried many times, but I'll keep trying. I'm trying to find a way they can come in. 1 hour, 2 hours, people calling, they hear, they take questions from people. Bearing in mind that everyone has to be very, very respectful. You can still ask very question without insulting anybody. Okay. Thank you very much. Maybe this is my last call this evening. Hello, who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Edmonton, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, I really want to thank you for really enlightening the people. I like the way you enlightened that brother of the brother that was talking to you. We need more people like you to enlighten or educate our people in the South for the need to bridge the gap between us. I normally don't. I don't listen to a lot of YouTubers because of some this misinformation. But your channel is very credible. That's why I do watch you every time. We need more people like you.
Thank you.
You are an excellent person. I mean, I also have some other friends from your area which are about the same mindset. We need people who can bridge the gap.
We must build bridges. We must build bridges, exactly. And we've been doing that.
Yes, I love you. I love you so much. I'm
Thank
from
you.
Edo State. I mean, I really appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I hope, anyway, I don't need to ask you because obviously you are a subscriber and you like and share the video. Thank you very much for supporting this, Thomas.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So on that note, people, Mazi is needed in the other room. So I need to go and lie down as well. At least now I have vented my anger and I will say, let peace reign. Not be the one way with a P, but not be peace. So people, it has been a wonderful evening, wonderful conversation. I love you guys, very awesome. Again, I'll leave us with the following words. I have thought about, and for a long time, what could be the solution to the quagmire and the menace we have in Nigeria today? Without mincing words, I think since we have destroyed some myth that's been created around us, we must go further as the Southerners to begin to drop prejudice, to begin to drop told stories. Oh, Awolowo did this. Oh, Awolowo told us this. Oh, Awolowo said, if you declare Biafra or declare or do a republic, therefore, I will not trust the Yoruba man around nonsense. You know what? You have our Southerners, you have more in common. I always give us this analogy. If you say that you must score 300 to get into admission to a university, what will happen among Nigerians? A Yoruba man will try to score 320 at least. An Igbo man will do the same. Ijo, Efik, or the entire Niger Delta and Midwest will do the same. It doesn't matter whether we do Expo in the process. It doesn't matter whether you do long neck. But the spirit of competition will make you burn your candles at night. Take your lantern. Or this time around, there are these LED solar lights. Take them, go to the library, go to whatever, and read and compete. I do not see a Yoruba man saying, oh, no, because I'm from Ileife. Igbo can have a 300 cutoff mark. Somebody from Ilefe, we should have 120. No, I do not see Yoruba man doing that. You know why? Because he believes in that competition. He believes in the market force. I can go to Canada today and I want to buy a property. I look at a 5-bedroom duplex, well made, and I'm told, oh, this house is 350,000 Canadian dollars. I'm an Igbo person and I price. I say, okay, I can afford 290. A Yoruba person goes and say, well, I buy 285 or 290. The Canadian who is selling estate agents, who is selling that property, does not care if you are Igbo, if you are Yoruba, if you are Hausa. All he wants is who gives me the most, and he is going to take that prize. Just oppose that with the university cutoff mark that I've asked you. We know a people in this country, when we talk about getting into unitary school, a child from Anambra must score 139, whereas a child from certain state in Nigeria will need to score only 2. Now, close your eyes for one moment and picture where someone scores 2, even if that person is an imbecile. And because this is an OBJ question, and you keep marking A, or B, 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 there is no way you cannot get minimum of 5. Yet, when it comes to the security apparatchik, the same person that scored 2 will be the boss of he who scored minimum of 139. When it comes to who's going to head NMPC, the person that scores 150 to get into the university will be the head of the person that made first class or 2-1 upper class, second class upper. But for how long? What we are talking about as a people is we must begin to get ready that if push come to shove, as a southern Nigeria, as a people, you want to stay on your own, so be it. If we want to renegotiate our existence in this space called UAI, because I think we have changed. Urian, I think it's called Urian now. If we want to renegotiate our condition of living within this entity, we do it as a collective. So let's forget this old narrative of, what's it called? Now I'm beginning to be like somebody I know in the other place. If Awolowo told you this, and I told you, and I will do that, we must begin to. Part of education and studying history is the ability to interrogate literatures, written and read words. Ask yourself, what right did Awolowo have at that point to have made such promise? I'm not saying that we were lied to, but what I'm saying is that we need to begin to engage our brains to know and read in between the lines. You, as a governor, your state makes a promise. I'm going to deal with another governor. Was Awolowo in charge of any region? Was he in charge of any space? No, he wasn't. So he couldn't have made that. A man who just came out of prison couldn't have made that. So we should read in between the line without calling anybody name. That's for me is maturity. That's for me is where we begin to see the false narrative that has been created and demonized evil. There is a video by Sir Amadu Bello that I don't, these are things that I hate to go to his sometimes. You see the way he talked about, in this place, if you give an Igbo man the chance as a laborer in the field, he wants to become the head laborer. What is wrong in having ambition and working your way up? Eloada Ekwano was the guy who worked himself and paid himself out from slavery. He was Igbo, taken from the Imo into slavery. He wrote his book. Google it. The book is on Amazon. I think it's about $6 or $7, even cheaper now. But these are the type of things that when you begin to think about them and we begin to understand for ourselves that there is a conspiracy that we've been lied to for a very long time. And that narrative must be corrected. It's not going to be corrected by insulting one another. Yes, I do see this insult, which I do believe is out of ignorance. What divides us is less than what unifies us. That which unifies us is much greater than that divides us. On that note, people, I say thank you very much for joining me this evening. Again, if you may wish, you can kindly share this video, subscribe to this channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, in conjunction with Elomba TV, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, we will be having a very interesting topic. Again, there is a new terminology that has emerged. It is called Igbos of the North. We want to discuss such phenomenon. Is there anything like Igbos of the North? And if there is, who are they? What can they offer us? Stay tuned tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting day. I leave you with that. Thank you once more. I love you all. Bye. And good night, everyone. May God bless us all. Once more, this is Danger Media TV. And I say good night, good morning, and good afternoon. For those of you, good night. You can slide away from here and go into the other room.